Hello, I'm Dr. Heidi, creator of Vocab Victor, and welcome to week 5 of the 1,000-word challenge of 2019. This week, I'm changing the format, so I'm going to show you the video story first, and then I'll give you the words and the definitions. Stay tuned. So last week we did a video with little Heidi taking a pretend walk, and I thought it would be cool if this week we could do a real walk. So we're at a park that is near my house here in California, and I thought that we would go for a little walk in nature, and I'll talk about the things that I'm seeing. I'll use the vocabulary words for this week. I'll put them in red. I'm also going to use some of the other vocabulary words from the first 4 weeks, and I'll put those in green. I want to use these words again because it's really important with vocabulary to repeat what you've learned. When I planned the video last week, the weather was beautiful. Now, as you can see, it's a little rainy, but I'll add some of the video I took last week in the nice weather. Here's a quick view of where we are. As you can see, it's very pretty and very grassy. This is a pretty big park. The path here is a dirt park, and it's muddy right now. Since I'm going to be walking backwards, let's wait until we get to the smooth path. Now we're coming up on the smooth part of the path. It's a paved path, as you can see. There's, I think, 2 miles of paths in this park. It's really nice. The people who live in this neighborhood use it all the time. There's lots of people who run on the path, walk on the path, bike on the path, and walk their dogs on the path. Here's some dried wood. We're having a drought here in Southern California, so a lot of the plant life is pretty dry. I've come in the morning because I want to show you the rabbits. They're so cute. I hope they're here. I don't know if they'll be here because of the rain. Maybe they're hiding. Some animals are active during the day. Some animals are active at night. And rabbits are active at dawn and dusk. Dawn is the beginning of the day and dusk is the end of the day. And I guess if you're a rabbit, that's a good idea because you want it to be light enough so that you can see, but you don't want it to be too bright because you don't want animals to eat you. Here's a view of the park that I shot earlier this week when the weather was nice. Isn't it beautiful? You can see the mountain in the background and the trees and the bushes. And behind the park you can see orchards, which are rows of trees grown for fruit. I love the feeling of being out in this park and being out in nature. It fills my heart and it makes me feel relaxed. It's a good way to relieve stress. It's really beautiful, and I believe that natural beauty is really good for the human spirit. Here's some water, as you can see. We had some rain in the past week, and the rain is kind of uncommon, unfortunately. We really have not had rain for the last 6 or 7 years. It's caused a lot of problems in the state, especially where I live in Southern California. Okay, we're coming up on the lake here, which I'm really excited to show you. I'll tell you something interesting about this lake. It's a man-made lake. They started with a small pond, and then they built a dam to make it into a bigger lake. Before the drought, obviously. Oh, look, there's some beautiful wildflowers. There's a lot of wildlife in this park, and there are a lot of birds in the park. There's also a lot of different kinds of birds. So many, in fact, that some people come here just for the birds. And these people are called bird watchers because bird watching is their hobby. They go out and they look at different kinds of birds, and I think it's a really cool way to get out in nature. Remember last week we had that song, I'm as Free as a Bird? Little Heidi made that crazy decision to go for a ride on a plane. And when you see these birds, it kind of fills your spirit and you understand why she wanted to do that. Oh, look, there's a rabbit. I was hoping we would see one. There's a lady who comes out in the morning and gives the animals food, so sometimes they come out to eat. They're so cute. Here we are at the lake. Here's some swans. Look how beautiful they are. There are swans and ducks and seagulls, of course. We're only a few miles from the ocean. Oh, this is interesting. This is a little wall made out of rocks or stone, and it looks like they built this wall to keep the grass up and hold back the dirt here. That reminds me, I need to ask Victor how he built that castle by himself. I just can't believe that. I mean, he's such a little guy. And for him to build that entire castle himself, I think that it takes a lot of spirit and a lot of courage and a lot of self-confidence. Because if you don't believe in yourself, then you're not going to try to do these fantastic, amazing things. And if you don't try them, you can't do them. I mean, everything that ever got done, everything that anybody ever got done was because somebody tried, even if they weren't sure if they could do it. So I'm going to ask Victor, I think next week, how he built that castle. I'm very curious. You can learn about it next time, and then maybe he can show us another one of his word games, which would be pretty cool. You can download Vocab Victor from the App Store and play the games yourself. They're very good games for improving your vocabulary. Well, I think we'll stop here. Thank you for coming with me on my walk along the lake. So I will show you the week 5 words next. I'll tell you the meanings for the 20 new words you saw in this video, so keep watching. Thanks for watching this week's video. Here are your words for week 5, but first, I want to tell you something. A lot of times, words can have many different meanings. So in this video series, I'll usually give you the meaning that I used in the video story. For example, last week you had the word free, which can mean not costing any money or not held as a slave or prisoner. But I used the meaning from the story, which was not limited in any way. To learn more about any of these words, I recommend you go to the Merriam-Webster Learner's Dictionary. This is our favorite dictionary, and it's really good, especially for English language learners. Here are your words. Believe, to have a specified opinion, to think, or to have trust in the ability, worth, etc. of someone or something. Water, the clear liquid that has no color, taste, or smell, that falls from clouds as rain, that forms streams, lakes, and seas, and that is used for drinking and washing. Watch, to look at someone or something for an amount of time and pay attention to what is happening. Pretty, attractive to look at, usually in a simple or delicate way. For example, a pretty girl. Or to some degree or extent, but not very or extremely. For example, you could say pretty good or pretty nice. Nature, the physical world and everything in it, such as plants, animals, mountains, oceans, stars, etc., that is not made by people. Wall, a structure of brick, stone, etc. that surrounds an area or separates one area from another. Tree, a usually tall plant that has a thick wooden stem and many large branches. Beautiful, giving pleasure to the mind or the senses. Mountain, an area of land that rises very high above the land around it and that is higher than a hill. Bird, an animal that has wings and is covered with feathers. Spirit, the force within a person that is believed to give the body life, energy, and power. Stone, a piece of rock used for a particular purpose. Wood, the hard substance that makes up the stems and branches of trees and shrubs. Row, a straight line of people or things that are next to each other. Lake, a large area of water that is surrounded by land. Duck, any one of many different kinds of birds that swim and have a flat beak, a short neck, a heavy body, short legs, and webbed feet. Rabbit, a small animal that usually lives in holes in the ground and has long ears, soft fur, and back legs that are larger than its front legs. Courage, the ability to do something that you know is difficult or dangerous. Cute, having a pleasing and usually youthful appearance. Park, a piece of public land in or near a city that is kept free of houses and other buildings and can be used for pleasure and exercise. Wow, if you've been watching every week, you've learned 100 words. Once again, you may already know some of these words, but I'm trying to build your vocabulary in this course so that you know the relationships between these words, such as pretty and beautiful, or how they relate to each other, such as a lake that is full of water. I'm also showing you how to use these words in English sentences, such as to go for a walk in the park. Now I want to show you something. This is the puzzle sheet for this week's words that you can download for free from the course website. The link is in the description. And what I tried to do here is make some games that let you learn your words and practice your words in kind of a fun way. So for example, here's a word find puzzle for the word bird, and it has words related to bird like wing and flight and so forth. And these puzzles, they're just for fun, for your own use. Here's a word scramble, unscramble the words that match the definition. So if you want a little extra practice with these words, you can download these puzzle sheets from the course website. I hope you enjoyed the nature walk that I took, and I would love to get your feedback on whether you like the new format with the story at the beginning and then the words, instead of the previous videos where I had the words at the beginning and then the story. So let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you. Oh, I almost forgot to show you something. Wanted to check in with our friend Groot from the week 3 video. Look at all that hair. Oh my gosh. Groot is a real pet. Our chia pet. So maybe we'll talk to Groot later in another episode. Bye-bye.